What if I told you that the recent allegations against Sean Diddy Combs are not isolated incidents?
If you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors, a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
But rather part of a disturbing pattern that has plagued Hollywood for decades.
Of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
A pattern where power shields predators and silence is bought at the expense of justice. From the chilling accounts of Jeffrey Epstein's network to the harrowing testimonies against Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Kevin Spacey, and Danny Masterson, the entertainment industry has long been a breeding ground for abuse. In this video, we delve deep into these cases, unraveling the threads that connect them, and explore why Diddy's case might just be the tip of the iceberg.
Sean Diddy Combs back in court for week 3. Trafficking and racketeering trial in New York City. Maintaining his innocence as an ex-assistant takes the stand with damning testimony.
The trial of Sean Diddy Combs has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Once hailed as a music mogul and cultural icon, Diddy now faces serious allegations that threaten to dismantle his legacy. Former assistant Capricorn Clark's testimony has been particularly damning, painting a picture of a man who allegedly used his power and influence to manipulate and harm those around him.
Testimony resumed today in the federal trafficking trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. And today, one of the Combs' former assistants...
Definitely intense testimony, Natasha and Steve. A former Diddy aide, Capricorn Clark, was on the stand talking about violence she witnessed as well as the hardship that she endured after she was fired by Combs in 2012. She broke down in tears when she recalled how she dedicated her life to Sean Diddy Combs and considered herself a type of protector.
Clark recounted a harrowing incident where Diddy, upon discovering his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura's relationship with rapper Kid Cudi, allegedly forced Clark into a car armed with a gun and drove to Cudi's home with intentions of confrontation.
We're now in the 3rd week of testimony here at the Sean Combs racketeering conspiracy trafficking trial, and his former assistant Capricorn Clark testified that Combs once told her he was going to kill Kid Cudi. Sean Combs had just found out that Kid Cudi had started dating Cassie Ventura, and according to Capricorn Clark, his former assistant, he was livid. Showed up at her house with a gun in his hand, she testified, forced her out of her apartment and into a car to drive to Kid Cudi's house. On the way is when she said he made that threat and forced her to stay with him while he and one of his bodyguards went into Kid Cudi's house. She said she called Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi had already testified about this, and that's when he left Cassie and started to head toward his house.
Clark described being terrified, stating that Diddy threatened to kill Cudi and later assaulted Ventura. Such testimonies have shed light on a pattern of alleged abuse and control that extends beyond Diddy's personal relationships and how some of them were taken advantage of.
With each witness, we get a better understanding and picture of what the prosecution is saying, but the defense always has this opportunity to sow doubt into the credibility of each person or just try to make a case, obviously, for Sean Combs. So it becomes this sort of back and forth, and the details some days are very interesting, fascinating, and honestly sometimes hard to even report on. But I think we just are all waiting to see where is this going.
This isn't the first time the entertainment industry has grappled with such revelations. The case of Jeffrey Epstein, a financier with deep ties to the elite.
They will contain the names of people associated with Jeffrey Epstein.
Prince Andrew and the former president Bill Clinton have been named.
More are expected to come out.
Unveiled a vast network of human trafficking involving underage girls.
Would you raise your hand, please? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Would you please state your full name?
I'm Jeffrey Edward Epstein, and my residence address is 6100 Red Hook Boulevard in Virgin Islands.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
Epstein's connections to powerful figures and his mysterious death in jail raised numerous questions about the extent of his operations and the individuals involved.
You know, the FBI agent on the commanding, agent running the scene reached out to Epstein's lawyers and let Epstein lawyers come and decide what was privileged and what was able to be taken.
Are you serious?
Yep. He committed suicide in the prison where no one had ever been able to commit suicide before, and we learned nothing from her trial, Sean. Nothing.
Take away the island. You have all these billionaires going to New York, staying in his townhome with them. When I travel somewhere, I don't stay at their house.
So I think we can all agree, we don't really know where his money came from, and it's massive wealth. They gave Epstein a plea deal that excused his underage trafficking, basically home confinement. It was a joke. It was like no sentence at all. The plea deal covered him and unnamed possible co-conspirators.
Similarly, Harvey Weinstein, once a titan of the film industry, faced numerous allegations of forcible misconduct spanning decades.
Now better known as the evil face of Me Too, crushed by an avalanche of assault allegations. More than 90 women coming forward from within Hollywood and beyond.
Harvey, are you claiming all of these women are making this up?
In 2020, he was convicted on 2 counts in his assault trial in New York City. However, the conviction was overturned by an appeals court in April 2024, highlighting the complexities and challenges in holding powerful individuals accountable. What do these cases have in common? Power, fame, and a disturbing pattern of alleged abuse shielded by celebrity status.
Go to the bathroom.
Please, I don't want to do something I don't want.
Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes.
It's like David and Goliath.
They underestimated you.
Yeah, big time. Very much.
As more stories emerge, Diddy's name is now surfacing in eerily similar headlines.
The tunnels from Diddy's house led to Hugh Hefner's house. That naked pool was down there long before Diddy was able to buy a home. It was Hugh Hefner's house where most of the offenses that the women accused Bill Cosby of took place, at the Playboy Mansion. And everybody know Hugh Hefner was filming, had cameras in the wall. I don't know. Did anybody ever ask whether or not Bill Cosby had a freak-off tape? Next thing you know, his son is dying. Next thing you know, all kinds of weird things keep on happening. All of that fame, all of that success. If they really wanted to take him down with all of this, they should have did it in the late 80s or the early 90s.
Bill Cosby, once beloved as America's dad, faced a series of assault allegations dating back to the 1960s.
Social media are sexual assault allegations against comedian Bill Cosby.
When you walked out, many people became attentive. Make me feel young again. You make me feel very excited.
In 2018, he was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault and sentenced to 3 to 10 years in state prison. The allegations spanned decades, with many victims citing similar patterns of drugging and assault.
I sincerely hope that you suffer now. I cannot forgive the predator and serial that you are. You disgust me in every way.
I did not care how old I was. I was young and innocent, only 17 years old.
Not just this, Bill Cosby was so bold that he even published a book named If I Did It, which was cleverly titled to monetize the controversy.
This question gives me no pleasure, Mr. Cosby, but there have been serious allegations raised about you in recent days. You're shaking your head no. In the news business, I have to ask the question. Do you have any response to those charges? Shaking your head no.
Kelly, a Grammy-winning R&B singer, was convicted in 2021 by a federal jury in Brooklyn of all 9 counts of a superseding indictment, charging him with racketeering predicated on criminal conduct, including exploitation of children, forced labor, and Mann Act violations involving the coercion and transportation of women and girls in interstate commerce to engage in illegal sexual activity.
This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me.
he was very much aware of what he was doing. But I also thought that on some level, we were watching someone who was really needed help right away.
This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
Kevin Spacey, an acclaimed actor, faced multiple allegations of physical misconduct.
Actor Kevin Spacey sexually assaulted my son. The victim, my son, was a starstruck, straight, 18-year-old young man. Kevin Spacey bought him drink after drink after drink. And when my son was drunk, Spacey made his move and assaulted him. This was a criminal act. Spacey stuck his hand inside my son's pants and grabbed his genitals. This was completely unexpected.
In 2023, a UK jury cleared him of 9 assault charges, concluding a month-long trial in which 4 men testified to being as preyed on by the actor. Despite the acquittals, Spacey's reputation suffered significantly, leading to a halt in his acting career.
His right arm was around my shoulder, and he put his hand underneath the bar, and that's when he grabbed me, and he grabbed me very hard. And I've never been groped before, and he looked at me, and he's in a very sobering voice, and this sardonic look in his face said, "This designates ownership." He's not a big guy, but he was a person with power, and his power at that moment rendered me helpless.
Like Kelly, Spacey's fall from grace reveals how the entertainment industry's brightest names can harbor some of its darkest secrets. The courtroom may have delivered different outcomes, but the public reckoning was just as severe.
I imagine that many of you can understand that there's a lot for me to process after what has just happened today. But I would like to say that I'm enormously grateful to the jury for having taken the time to examine all of the evidence and all of the facts carefully before they reach their decision. And I am humbled by the outcome today.
Danny Masterson, known for his role in That 70s Show, was convicted of assaulting 2 women at his Hollywood area home in 2003. In 2023, he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. The case highlighted the challenges victims face in seeking justice, especially when the accused holds celebrity status. From glitzy red carpets to award show ovations, the entertainment industry has long dazzled the world with fame, fortune, and influence. But behind the curtains of Hollywood glamour lies a recurring nightmare, one that's impossible to ignore any longer. Analyzing these cases reveals a disturbing pattern. Have you noticed a commonality of abuse, victim oppression, and enablers, followed by delayed justice? I mean, most individuals in these cases have leveraged their status to exploit victims. And if you pay attention, you will see some of the common tactics to suppress allegations on non-disclosure agreements, threats, and financial settlements. You will see how assistants, colleagues, and even institutions turn a blind eye or actively facilitate the abuse. Talk about enabling. Many victims have waited years, even decades, before coming forward, and it was often due to fear or lack of support. The cases of Diddy, Epstein, Weinstein, Cosby, R. Kelly, Spacey, and Masterson are not anomalies but symptoms of an inherent systemic issue within the entertainment industry. Powerful individuals have exploited their positions, while the industry often prioritizes profit over people. It's high time that Hollywood implemented appropriate measures, supported victims, and created a culture of accountability. In 2025, people do not shy away from justice, regardless of how beloved and powerful a celebrity can be. Victims of trafficking, abuse, and harassment have set countless examples of how people should speak up more. In all the cases covered just now, we can safely assume power breeds oppression. It's mostly staff, friends, and work associates enabling these alleged celebrities to continue with their wickedness. They thought they could get away with it, but they couldn't, despite how long it took. What do you think will happen to Diddy? So far, the scale seems to tip against him. However, further evidence and testimonials are needed to turn the case against him. Diddy's case should be an eye-opener to everyone in Hollywood about how at some point or another the truth spills out, and overnight anyone can lose out on their billion-dollar fortune, millions of subscriptions, and public approval. No matter the fan cheers and love reacts, the charismatic celebrity persona can only go so far when one decides to choose immorality. Take Epstein, for example. His white networking had him go down and take other pioneers of power down with him. Do you think the same will happen with Diddy? Diddy was involved with so many celebrities. It was a question of ethics to actually speak up. Will you choose your fame or the truth? Celebrities like Ashton Kutcher, Usher, and Kid Cudi are speaking up. Do you think soon other celebrities will speak up? It was a coin toss when it came to predicting the audience reaction to these fellow celebrity testimonials against the alleged Diddy. Will they lose followers or gain more? Where some audiences are applauding Cassie, some are busy victim blaming her for tolerating things for so long. And get this, some fans are yet to believe her. This shock, later turned into denial, was also seen during the case of R. Kelly. Once beloved for his music, he is now remembered for his misconduct. This isn't about a few bad apples. It's about an entire orchard that's been spoiled by silence, denial, and complicity. Victims were shamed into silence. Whistleblowers were blacklisted. Justice for many came far too late. This isn't about cancel culture. It's about consequence culture. And the more we speak up, the harder it becomes for the powerful to hide. Let's keep pushing for the truth. Let's keep the pressure on. And let's never stop demanding better.